To your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me in Bree Fan Steel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome in, Fitness Fanatics. It is June 16th. It is also Father's Day Sunday, so happy Father's Day to all the dads, stepdads, father figures out there listening to our show. I am one myself.
So happy Father's Day.
Haven't seen my kids yet today, but that's okay. We did our Father's Day stuff yesterday because our daughter works today and we got some stuff going on, but we drove to Grand Island and went to the Wave Pizza. Had pizza. So we literally drove 3 hours.
Just
for pizza?
Just for pizza.
Is it that good?
Yeah.
It was good.
Wave
Good.
Pizza.
The Wave.
The Wave.
Yep.
It's really good.
All right.
And Grand Island's where I was born too. So I went back to my roots.
Okay. So
There.
a little more than just pizza.
We literally just drove there and ate pizza and drove back. We didn't reminisce or anything. We were going to go to the Archway.
Yeah, we were going to go.
But we ran out of time.
Didn't have enough time. So it's like a 45-minute drive from the pizza place. So we just didn't have enough time. Ben worked last night at 7. So just didn't have enough time to do it. When we were driving through Grand Island, Ben says, "Dad, does this look familiar?" I was like, I was 2 when we moved 44 years ago. So no, none of this looks familiar to me. All right. Before we get started here, our Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Integrative Life Choices. ILC is hiring direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time days, evenings, and weekends. If you're interested, you can apply at ilc.net/careers. Direct support professionals work to ensure a meaningful life for the people they support. They work to support people in achieving their hopes and dreams. So big shout out to ILC. Appreciate all their support of the Fitness Fanatics. So I guess I kind of want to start here. I did something to Nicole this past week.
We've made amends.
I
I told you. I just needed you to feel bad for a little bit.
Well, we're now avid bike riders. And it's been a trying week for her. First of all, she injured her calf.
Lots of calamities this week
on
for
her
me.
your left calf, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Injured calf. What are we talking about here?
Strain,
It's
calf
just a strain,
Okay.
but it got worse on Wednesday. I was a little worried, but then I had Crystal, one of our instructors that was in studio a couple weeks ago.
And she's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, athletic trainer.
Hall of Famer.
She took a look at it and she said, I think it's just strained. You just need to baby it. No jumping, no running. So I've been doing that.
Has that been pretty hard for you?
It's very difficult. Yes.
I was going to say.
Yes.
It's kind of your whole job.
Yeah. Very difficult. So I heard it like the Thursday prior running. It was like the last like 10th of a mile of a 3-mile run. And it like just didn't feel right at the end. And I tried to baby it and I did that for like less than a week. And then that Wednesday, I'm like, I'm just going to do it. And I did a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have done. Got worse. I was a little bit worried, but she said it was okay. Just have to ice it. I got a calf sleeve, no jumping. And actually today it feels pretty much back to where it was last Wednesday before I got hurt again. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep making good choices. No jumping, no running.
Yep. But you're
So that was
feeling good.
Wednesday.
Yep. So then on Thursday, we wanted to do a bike ride in the morning. So I'm out.
Oh, we didn't talk about how
What?
2 weeks prior I'd burned my arm really bad.
Yep.
Getting ready for the 10-week party because I was trying to be a girl and curl my hair, and I burnt my forearm really bad with the curling iron. And then it had just started healing. So the prior Monday of last week, it had just healed up enough that like it wasn't an open wound anymore. It was like you could see the new skin was starting to like grow. It was really fragile. Then I went for a walk in our neighborhood, and our neighbors 2 houses down have these 2 like, I don't know, collie type dogs.
Very high energy.
Eleanor and Lucille. They're characters. They jump their fence all the time. They're always running around. 2 weeks ago, I left the house at 3:40 to go to the gym, and Eleanor's just sitting in the middle of the road. Just sitting there.
Why she was outside at that time?
I don't know.
We don't know.
They're sweet. They just have so much energy. They never really run away. They just stay right by their house, just in the middle of the road. I'm like, well, I could put her back in her yard, but she'll literally just jump the fence again. So I just left her.
What breed is it?
It's like a collie, like some type of border collie.
Oh, yeah.
One of those jumpy.
My friend had a husky.
Yeah.
The worst. Jump fences.
So much energy. I was walking past their house, and Eleanor was out and ran up to me and was jumping on me and just tore my burn right back open.
The
I
same
was
spot.
dripping blood by the time I got back to our house, 2 houses down. So now I have a scab over the burn. That was Monday. Calf strain on Wednesday. Thursday
was interesting. We were going to go on a bike ride in the morning, and I was putting air in my tire, and I broke the little piece.
the stem.
Oh,
The valve
It's
stem.
broke in half.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. It's probably nothing to do with me.
It's
but
100% has
just
to
broke.
do with you because you really like kind of wrench that thing when you're putting air in the tires. But
yeah,
anyway.
so we tried to change the tube. We had a tube, and we thought we got it. About 45 minutes later,
Have you ever tried to change the tube on a bike tire?
No, most I've done is put like the green goo in there.
Yeah, it's an ordeal.
Once
We
you break the
watched-
stem, though, is that the only way? Probably.
Yeah,
You
it's
got to
because
price the whole tube.
yeah, the tube is part of the stem, or the stem is part of the tube. So
Mhm.
you have to take the tire off the outside and replace the tube. Well, it's very difficult to do. The YouTube videos make it look
yeah,
easy.
you just clap it.
You just
snap
pinch it back
pinch
together.
right in.
You
Yeah,
don't.
No, that's not how it works.
I had done it before, but it'd been probably 10 years since I've done that. So
Yep.
we tried though. We
Well-
gave it our best try.
And we thought we had it. Get all geared up. Off the bike we go, and within a half mile,
Flat.
tires flat. So that put a squash to that. So then we actually went to a bike place here and just had them replace it for
We
us.
should've done
They
the
got the
first one.
tools to make that job a lot easier.
$20
yeah.
and the knowledge.
Yes. So then we went on a bike ride. We decided to go Thursday night. We're just little 12, 13 mile bike ride. And Nicole fell on her bike and skinned up her knee and her shin on her right side.
On the right side.
So she now has the left calf strain and a big skinned up knee.
Road rash,
that was-
swollen, bruised
It was
knee.
pretty much my fault.
It was your fault though. You're not saying that jokingly because it was your fault.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
I've come to grips and
Okay.
terms with it.
Okay.
She clips in to her pedals.
Mhm.
So we just were coming up on an intersection.
It was on Normal Boulevard too, at a red light in front of lots of cars.
That's the worst.
Yep.
And here's the thing.
Everybody
Lots
stops. Are
of
you
cars.
okay?
No, nobody asked. She was okay.
No,
How brutal.
I was yelling at Jeff, so they were probably like,
But here's the
she's
interesting
all
part.
right.
There was we came up on, we were riding down by Antelope Park, and we came up behind another bike rider so we caught up to him, and then we were at a stoplight, and I looked at Nicole and I was like, all right, we just need to get past this guy. So the guy was now behind us when
He
this
saw
happened.
it too.
So
Oh,
he saw, he was
no.
right there. And it was, it was just one of those things. If you know me, I'm indecisive. I mean, does that surprise you at all?
That is an
So
understatement.
normally we go right, and then we just kind of do like a cross in the middle of the street, not the intersection. But there were so many cars, and I looked back at Nicole and I said, should we go straight? Meaning, let's go across the crosswalk.
Mm-hmm.
She said yes.
Okay, prior to that, first of all, we've taken this route
First of
many
all,
times, and
That's
prior
what I
to
said.
that,
We've always gone different way.
Prior in this ride, every time we've had to take a turn, Jeff was asking me which way to go. Like he didn't know which way to go. So I was already kind of annoyed. Like, you know which way to go. And I didn't hear you say that. I didn't really know what you said. I thought you said, keep going. Like the normal way we normally go. Cause one of my life mottos is be predictable. That was not predictable for you to say. So I can't apply that to you. The thing is though, so then he said, should we cross? Well, if we were crossing, we had to stop right now, right then. But you went a little past the actual where we would stop. So I thought you were going straight and then you stopped and I had zero time to unclip. I'm even as I'm falling, I'm like, I'm going to fall.
So I look back and here she goes. Just
you ever clipped,
right on the
you're
cement.
clipped into your pedals. Like your feet are stuck to the pedals. And you have to like twist your foot to unclip. Like I unclipped the left side, but then there's no point because the side you're clipped in on, you're just going to fall on that side. So I fell to the right.
In front of all the cars and
skinned my knee really bad.
It's bleeding.
Bleeding again. I saw my blood 2 times past week and I do not do blood very well. So I'm surprised I didn't feel woozy either time, but I didn't. I had adrenaline. There was a lot of adrenaline both of those times.
Just throwing some swear words at me. I mean,
he was like, it was I don't swear very often. And we're riding and he was
it
like,
was unbelievable.
You don't have to swear at me. And I said,
man. You probably made so many people laugh.
I know. And I said, listen, it's either swearing or crying right now. Which would you rather have?
What do you think I said?
I would take the swearing.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would definitely take the
swear. Just swear.
It was
Swear all you want at
literally,
me.
I was swearing to keep from crying.
So that was
and
fun.
I was only mad because you were saying that you were sorry, but then you were always like, sorry, but, and then trying to explain why it was really my fault.
So this is some good advice for all
And
the,
all I
all
needed
the
was-
fathers out there listening.
And then
Don't
I was,
say I'm sorry,
but
so you're not.
it only
You
took,
might as well not even say you're
it
sorry.
only
Then
took
at that
almost
point,
26 years for you to learn.
I probably still haven't learned yet.
You haven't, but and then I got home and of course I had to show the kids. I had to get a little sympathy. But by the next morning, because it hurt worse, of course, the next morning, and my knee's bruised and it's swollen. And now, in addition to not being able to jump, I can't do anything in class. Like I can't do fire hydrants. I can't do push-ups from my knees, which is how I normally do when we do lots of push-ups. There's a ton of stuff now I can't do because of my right leg. So by the next day, by Friday, I was like, listen, I don't want you to feel bad anymore, but I am going to complain because it does hurt really bad. So I didn't want you to think that I was complaining to make you feel bad. I just wanted you to feel bad that it hurt.
No, I felt bad.
Not because
I
it was your
did.
fault. I
felt
forgave
bad.
you.
No,
It happens.
It was an
but
accident.
You gotta drop the smile when you say that.
I needed to be mad.
It was
first.
an accident.
Right. It was. And that was your point too. You're like, well, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm like, well, I didn't think you did it on purpose. That would be a whole different level of anger. Like, of course you didn't do it on purpose, but you still did cause me pain.
And watching her fall, it was like slow motion, like just, and she's going.
It was slow
and just
motion.
Bam! Hits the concrete.
And
There's
my
a little-
water bottle got smushed. And so water went spraying everywhere. I was soaking wet from the spray of the water. It was a lot was going on.
And we still had like 6 miles left to go.
Oh, that's brutal.
So
I was wearing a heart rate monitor, and you can tell on the heart rate monitor exactly when it happened because my heart rate was like pretty
Just-
low. Yellow or green or blue, which is low, green sometimes. And then after it happened, it was just yellow the whole way home because first of all, I got in front of him and I just was like took off because I just wanted to get home before.
And I was back. I'm like, all right, let's give her a few minutes. So I'm tailing behind. Just
Think good about what you're gonna say when you
yeah,
get home.
no,
Thinking about-
I caught up to her and
Couple times.
we were kind of having it out while we're on the bike riding home a little bit. We were having discussions.
the swearing versus crying.
Yes, we're having discussions
It
about
was
the
fine by the
situation.
time we got home.
It was fine.
But
yeah.
I've never fallen on my bike as a grown adult, but I have fallen running before. And you really have to like we still had to ride home. We still had like 5 or 6 miles to get back home. So like I really needed to ride that adrenaline to get back home.
You would have been hurting.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why. And that's the last time I fell as a runner, which is a long time ago. I was only supposed to do like a 3-mile run, but I was running with someone who was doing like 6 or 7. And I was supposed to do a 6 or 7-mile run like a couple days later. And after I fell, I just kept going because I'm like, I know I'm not going to be in good shape to do my long run in a couple days. So I'm like, I'm just going to gut it out and get it done. And same thing. It was probably the same knee too, bleeding. But I'm on the mend. The knee still hurts pretty bad. It's still pretty tender though. I don't want you to feel bad.
Yeah, still
that it's
tender.
your fault, but I want you to feel bad because I'm hurting.
So we were like day to day,
empathy.
Week out. What's the IR report?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I can still ride. We were going to go on a long bike ride today, but now we just can't because of other things that we have to do. But I'll get back. We'll get back on the bike. I'm not too worried about that.
Long
it's just
season,
certain things I can't do.
Don't want to rush into.
Well, we have about 5 weeks till our 75-mile bike ride.
I know, but those last 4 weeks are important.
I know.
You don't want to start her now and then have her cramp
She
up
can
again.
bike ride fine.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
hurt her
fine.
calf. It doesn't hurt really.
It's just the putting any pressure on the knee is what hurts, and bending it like if I haven't bent it in a while. I haven't looked at it today. Hopefully it's in
You
the.
said it feels pretty good today, right?
It does, unless I touch it.
A little problematic there.
Yeah, unless I touch it, it's still a little swollen. It's still a little warm.
So yeah,
Got a little road rash.
That was our week.
So many.
It's very interesting.
Calamities.
I'm
for
fine.
Me.
I have no injuries.
I'm.
I'm 100%.
As you should be on Father's Day.
Yeah.
So what do y'all
100%.
got planned for the Father's Day? You guys do anything crazy?
No, we
we're
did
just-
it yesterday.
Yeah, we went to Grand Island.
Okay, so that was the.
Yes, that was
we
it.
just have stuff to do. We have at the gym, we have a big fit challenge starting. We're doing a Mario Kart themed fit challenge. So on our way back from Grand Island, we did like a live drawing. It was kind of like the NFL draft.
It was pretty fun.
Putting all the teams together. It was all random draw between the two gyms. So
One of my team members is going to be in studio today.
so we'll have to talk a little strategy about that. Yeah. So we do have a guest coming in.
But anyway, yeah. So we have some stuff to do for that fit challenge. Get it ready.
And we were going to go like on a 44-mile bike ride today, but I just don't have 4 hours to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a lot of time. So we just got to get this because the fit challenge starts tomorrow. And we were gone yesterday, so we didn't have time to do anything yesterday. So we just got some stuff to do at the gyms, but we might get out later today and go on a smaller scale.
Don't let
bike
the
ride.
heat stop you. I think it's going to be like 90s
Yeah,
all
but
week,
it was
so you might
hot
as well get used to
Thursday
it.
too, and it's going to be hot when we go in July. I mean, it's going to be super humid too because it's on all highways, and so it's like highways with corn and beans on every side. So that means it's like
So if we're hungry,
humid.
we can just go get some corn.
No, we'll be able to. We'll stop like I forgot to tell you too. So, because you've never done a day of RAGBRAI, or you've never done RAGBRAI. I've done RAGBRAI one time in 2016. I did one day of it. So a whole week. Some people do all week long. You literally ride your bike across the state. Now, Nebraska has one too. It was just like 2 weeks ago. It's called Bran Bike Ride Across Nebraska, I think is what it's
I've
called.
heard of it. I don't know exactly the name.
Yeah.
Well, that's what that stands for.
Yeah. Yeah.
BRAN. Okay.
I think that's what it stands for, but that's what it's called. So RAGBRAI, but you stop like at all these small towns along the way, and it's kind of a big deal. Like the towns come out and like hospitality, and I bet that you could have ice cream at every single stop, which that might be a good motivator for you.
Carbs, a little fuel.
Because you forgot to mention that this bike accident never would have happened.
You know what? Honestly, it was a Thursday. I wanted to go to Dairy Queen.
Because it was right about that Dairy Queen on, I don't know what the intersection
Normal
is.
and A or 40th.
Yeah,
just
the one
right
by
there.
Antelope Park. And he even at the stoplight was like, look, we could just go right there. And I'm like, it's 7:30 at night. I won't be able to sleep if I eat sugar this late at night.
Well, guess what? You couldn't sleep because your knee was straight up.
That is so true. I also had the worst nightmares of my adult life that night.
And it all could be solved by just
It's so
having a little
true.
Dairy Queen, supporting the community.
Because it was literally like 2 blocks later that the bike accident.
I mean, yes. If we just would have turned right, we would have been eating a little blizzard
Traffic
treat.
would have been lighter.
Yep. And then we would have had a fresh start, but she did not want to, and that's the consequences of her decisions.
Yeah. Sounds
That's
like
what
you're
happens.
victim blaming again. Sounds
No,
like.
No.
But I think that's a good motivator for you. So I think that'll get you to town, as you can stop for, as what you call, a little ice cream treat.
Yeah, need a little sugar in the afternoon sometimes. A little pick me up.
Little ice cream treat.
Right?
7:30 at night ice cream.
No.
Yes.
I've learned that lesson.
Yeah, she should have done it. Should have pulled the trigger and had something. She would be fine now.
Known.
But that's okay. Well, we also wrapped up week 1 of our summer 10-week challenge. So it's pretty cool for us. People getting in the groove, working out the kinks, learning how to eat. And so we're going to be diving into some food logs for them, hopefully next week, see what they're up to. So hopefully some of them are listening.
We do have Naya in studio too. She's going to be on the board next segment. So we'll talk to her because she started this week.
Yeah, get her thoughts and how everything's
She doesn't have a microphone right now, but
I didn't see her on Saturday. So hopefully she did the virtual workout. I'll probably have to confirm with
we'll
AD
talk about it. We'll
to
talk
see
about it.
if she actually did.
I told you. I said to you on Friday, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so I'm going to
you're going to do it today, right?
Huh?
Yeah, I knew you weren't going to be there.
Yeah.
Did you do it?
No.
You could do it today.
I can do it today. I'll
Okay.
do it today.
Okay.
Why don't you ask your dad if you guys can do it together?
Well,
That's a good idea.
Father-daughter workout.
You're right.
And it's
Okay.
strength training. It's your dad's favorite.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it in our little basement gym.
But we'll talk to you more about your week when you get on the board.
So we do have our guest coming up. He's one of our members, goes to Meadow Lane. Not really 1,000% sure how to pronounce their last name. You think we'd figure this stuff out after a year. But, I didn't know how to pronounce Crystal's last name for 5 years. So it's just, you don't really call people by their last name. Like, hey, Harrison Arns, how are you? Right?
Really? I
Say
feel like
Harrison.
that's like a Nebraska thing.
What?
Calling people by their last name? You guys didn't do that growing up?
Oh.
Well,
yeah, you were called S-Sync in school.
I was called
Yeah.
S-Sync, S-Stink, just all
Well,
kinds of stuff.
you're hurting yourself more. You could have just stopped at S-Sync.
I thought that was a kid thing.
I don't know.
Like, what's up, Arns?
Maybe
Right?
I
You
just
don't-
need to grow up. Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't
That's
call
alarming.
any of my friends by their last name.
Well, like, when you see Jay Foreman, I always call people Foreman, Strickland,
No.
Strychnine.
No.
Touch.
I don't ever see Eric Strickland.
Unless it's their actual nickname.
Yeah,
Like we have an
that's-
instructor.
Maybe that is a young
Touch.
person thing. I
It
don't
could
know.
be.
I
But
just call
think
people by their
sometimes
last
it
name all the time.
sticks, and it just becomes your nickname, I think. But I don't know.
Well, anyway, we'll figure it out when he gets in here.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was trying to think like, okay, who could we have come into the show? It's Father's Day. Like, you guys hear me every week. And last for Mother's Day, we had one of our members, Mandy.
Why?
Oh shoot! I'm so confident in this. They're not listening anyway.
This is we're gonna be in so much trouble.
I was
Cole
so
smoked me
confident
for
right
saying
now.
it wrong.
Why, Mandy? Why? And she has 5 kids, right? So I didn't want to. I was trying to think, okay, who's one of our FXB dads that we could bring in here? And I had to ask Nicole. I was like, well, why don't we have Matt come in? Because Matt and his wife Mindy have been at Farrell's for about a year, and since they started, now they have 4 of their daughters that do Farrell's, and 1 son-in-law and a future son-in-law.
Oh wow,
There's
we got the whole family.
8 of them
Yeah.
that come to Meadow Lane. So I thought, well, that'd be awesome. And he heard about us on the ticket, right? A year ago,
Most people
over a year
do.
ago. Yeah. So that's kind of cool too. So I'm sure he'll want to talk a little sports. So we'll definitely do that. He's a big sports guy. So that'll be coming up here in about 5 minutes. We're going to go to break. Stay right with us on Fitness Fanatics 93.7 The Ticket.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for The Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for The Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All righty, welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. It is Father's Day, Sunday, June 16th. So happy Father's Days Father's Days. Happy Father's Day to everyone out there. That's dad, stepdad, father figure in somebody's life. I've never been a huge, I can't say never. Not a real huge fan of Father's Day at the moment, just because I don't have a father.
You do have a father. He's just not here anymore.
Okay. Yes.
It's not like you never knew your dad, but I understand what you're saying.
I think I've met him before.
It's bittersweet. It's a bittersweet day for you.
It is. I don't like to make too big of a fuss about it, just because it's like, for me, it's the one time like when it's he's been gone for over 9 years now. So March of 2015. So like his birthday, that stuff doesn't really bother me. Like, I don't really like, okay, this is the day he died. Or I mean, some people like to do those anniversaries and stuff. I'm not really big on that. But the one day that I do kind of get a little emotional is Father's Day, just because that would be the one day that I would call him, talk to him, or see him, or do something at the house. So I'm just not a big celebration, celebrateur.
Yeah.
Of Father's Day.
Yeah.
Don't mean to bring the bring the party down at all, but that's just kind of me.
That's understandable. I know we have a couple friends that this is their first Father's Day without their dads, and that's a tough time. So
Yeah. I mean, it gets a little easier as time goes on.
I don't know. I don't think it gets easier.
Well,
because it's another year of things that were missed, So I think it's okay to be sad about it.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
let's get into some happy stuff now.
Mhm.
All right. So here we go. We are joined in studio by Matt Rishoff.
Perfect. Thank you.
Origin. No, it's like I'm going to be on the spelling bee.
Mhm.
R-U.
I think spelling it would be much more difficult. There's a lot of vowels in that name.
A lot of vowels.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
And the family lets you that now. Did you have to get permission to do you have a big Father's Day event planned today?
Jackson has a basketball game, and then we're gonna go to the kids, their dad's grave, and then we're gonna go up to Elkhorn to visit Mindy's dad's grave.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's Mindy's first Father's Day.
Father's Day, yes.
Without her dad. Yep.
Well, that almost sounds like a Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true. Can be.
Well, hopefully there's some smiles today somewhere.
There is.
There's still smiles.
Well, you're on the ticket. I mean, how awesome is that?
Yeah.
Sitting in Bill Bush's seat.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You can never wash those shorts again.
Never.
Is that where Amon Green sits too when he's still on the drive?
I'm not sure.
I think it is.
The first time I was on with Coach Bush on when he was on early break a couple years ago, before we started, I issued a big thank you for beating Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
I said he doesn't get enough credit, and he was loving it. Oh, he was eating it up, and it was really fun. But I still think that, as I think back to losing 9 to 10 games, the only game we beat him was when Coach Bush was the defensive coordinator and Mickey was the head coach. So that was a great moment.
Yep.
All right. So first thing we want to talk about, we want to get to know you a little bit so you can let us know and our listeners know, where'd you grow up and where'd you go to school?
I was born in Omaha, but I was raised in Columbus. I went to Columbus High.
Okay.
I'm a Discover. So I grew up with the Sipple family, basically.
So you went to school with Steve Sipple?
I did.
I didn't know we were with a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So I played baseball, football, basketball, and I've always been pretty athletic. So
any which one did you excel at?
Probably basketball.
Okay.
You can't tell necessarily in studio, but Matt is very tall. How tall are you?
6'5".
Yeah, very tall.
Okay. So
But I think tall people kind of get annoyed that people think that just because you're tall, you're like naturally going to be good at basketball. But you were, so
pretty good.
Yeah.
I would be probably 6'3".
I don't know about that.
But my spine looks like a question mark, and my back's crooked.
You do have scoliosis, but I don't know if that would have given you a 4-inch growth differential.
Yeah, maybe 6'2".
Okay, that sounds more like it.
It's a 3-inch.
Yeah.
But I wonder how
both your brothers are over.
how my
6'1".
life would have been differently if my back wasn't crooked and I was the 6'3" player at Waukee.
We probably wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be married. We wouldn't have this radio show. You wouldn't have Ben and Katie as kids. You're the one that says that all the
I know.
time.
Do you think I would have at least played during a game and not halftime?
I think you're good at basketball. I don't know why you didn't play in high school.
I fell into, don't make this all about me, but
We're used to it. Matt's listened to the show. He knows.
I fell into at Waukee.
He probably already knows.
My grade, there were like 30 kids that went out for basketball. The grade below me, there were like 7.
Yeah.
Like if I would have been a year earlier, I would have played all the time.
Yeah, you would have. I've watched you play basketball, and you're good at basketball.
Was.
Please do not try to go.
Last time I played basketball, I
No.
hurt my ankle.
You did in our driveway.
I don't have a lot of lateral movement. We don't do a lot of lateral movement at Farrell's.
Yep.
Or running. So, but okay. Anyway, so I'm assuming you've seen Married with Children with Al Bundy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Most of the people are like, "Oh, what's that?" Okay. So we want to know.
That's older than us.
Your
A little bit.
Your Al Bundy 4 touchdowns in one game moment that you tell the kids and the future grandkids, like, look at this. Look what I did at Columbus High School or wherever.
Wow. I don't know. I really didn't
Score
have
like
one of
20 points in a game or game-winning shot.
No game-winning shot. Well, so my senior year, I actually didn't play basketball. I played on the intramural team, and we won the championship. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was my highlight. Yeah. Yeah.
That's better than my highlights. So, that's good.
Your basketball highlight was hyperextending your knee at my post prom, and we had to leave early to go to the emergency room.
Matt, I was tearing up these Carlisle kids like they didn't even know what hit him. And I went to Carlisle. Oh, I would have been a
We
star.
100% never would have dated if you would have gone to the same school as me. We definitely wouldn't be here right now.
No. I was the go all out in gym class kid. Those were my moments. Like playing kickball, you kick it to the gym wall. Steal the pins. I mean, I lived for gym class. She just could not stand the boys
who took gym class too seriously. Yeah,
that was me. Oh gosh, I can't wait till we play dodgeball at the final fit challenge party. We'll see. I'm probably getting injured.
That'll be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast.
You're kind of like Christian. Christian's like over the top.
Gym class.
Shout out to Christian.
Yep, that's awesome.
So, what brought you to Lincoln? Like, how'd you end up here, and what do you do for a living?
Okay, well, I've been in the drywall trade since
Scooch up a little closer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Since 92. Actually, December was New Year's Eve, the night that Nebraska played Florida State in the championship game that we lost because Bennett missed the field goal. So,
well, among other things,
a lot
of
Phantom
other
punt
things.
return, yeah.
See, this is now we're going on let's see, 1993 Orange Bowl. So we're going on 31 years, and we still can't get it out of our.
Doesn't seem that long ago, but
that's a lot. We're old. We're getting up there. Yes. Okay. So you decided at that moment that you were going to start your own business.
Yeah. That's what happened. Yeah.
As my uncle tells the story, he when he walked home, he watched it at his brother's house, and when he walked home, I don't know how far of a walk it was. They both were living in Grand Island at the time. He kicked
in their house. There was like, didn't they live like 2 houses?
No, that was
okay.
That was a little later.
Okay.
He kicked the beer can the whole way home like he was kicking a field goal. So I hear that story a lot. So anyway, yes.
So, I mean, we used to come down to Lincoln quite a bit. Columbus had a pretty good wrestling team. I come down for a state tournament, so I always liked Lincoln. So I just decided to move down to Lincoln, and then my first job was lawn care, and then I worked at Cook's over here, and then I did some concrete work. I got laid off, and then the guy that actually worked above me was hanging drywall. He didn't like it, so I ended up taking his tools, went in, applied for a job with Dwayne Helmick.
Oh,
So he's
well,
kinda
I know
tiny.
him.
Yep,
Yes.
yep. And that's where my career began.
Well, and I was going to ask you, I'd been meaning to ask you this because the Essinks were like my uncles and my dad. They all kind of started drywall. They have Essing Brothers Drywall out in Grand Island. And then some of my cousins that live, I mean, they started their own. I mean, so like that was kind of in the Essing family. And my dad, he got out of that. I'm always like, geez, if he just was stayed in the Essing Brothers Drywall,
Yeah.
I'd have season tickets on the
We'd have
20-yard line,
Still,
like
right.
Tub and Larry have, you
Yeah.
know. No, so we moved to Iowa, and he was in sales and stuff, so he kind of got out of the drywall business. But that's kind of how he started. In fact, my parents met because the Essinks drove to Newton, Iowa, and they were drywalling a motel that was being built, and my mom was a waitress at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So that's how my parents met, was because of the drywalling and stuff like that. So that's how you and Mindy met, I'm assuming,
Well,
right?
so it's funny because her dad owned Drywall Supply
Okay.
for years. So I've known had known Avon my whole drywall career, and not knowing that someday that I was going to marry his daughter.
Right. Yes. Well, and most people obviously don't know this, but Matt's wife, Mindy, and I are cousins. So we found that out when she started Farrell's. My last name's Essink. And so she just, asked if I knew so-and-so. And whenever anybody asks me that, I always start with, okay, who's your grandparents? Because my grandpa, Edward, had 11 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
There were 12 of them. So any Essink that lives here, if you're listening, you're an Essink, we're probably related. I can say probably we are related.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how we found that out. So,
her great grandfather,
no, her grandpa, her grandma was sisters or brother and sister with my grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Her who? Okay, your grand
who?
Her brother's dogs.
Say it again.
Yeah.
My grandpa.
Yeah. And
Mindy's grandma.
Okay. Okay. That's what I was. It was still grandpa, grandma.
Yes.
That's what I thought was true.
Yeah. So her
they were siblings.
Her
your
mom,
grandparents.
Mindy's mom and my dad were first cousins.
Oh, okay.
Along with Dick, and they're all first cut. Well, they were.
I don't know. It's like I don't know. Yeah, that's
isn't it weird?
Confusing for me.
Well, it's
Especially
confusing
when there's
for
such
me
a big
too.
family.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, usually it's like that's kind of how it all stems.
Yeah.
So, but
Anywho.
anyway, so when you
Anywho.
Matt's throwing out these names, and I'm just nodding, like I know who these people are because they're in my extended family.
Yeah. We've probably been to some like family reunions.
I did.
Yeah.
I was at a family. So we were talking about Dwayne Helmick. He actually was the little MC on the bus that we rode on.
Oh, okay.
Way back when we brought Katie, and she was just a little baby to Antelope Park.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was doing the. Well, this is where this was first person was born, and this was, and like to me, I wish I could do that now. Like that, it would mean more to me now going on these little tours and stuff to see where like my dad was born and where they lived, and because then I was like
punk in
I was
your
like
20s.
25 years old. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I don't know who any of these people are, except for my aunts and uncles, but
so small world.
Small world, yeah.
In Nebraska, but yeah.
Oh, so here's a question from 1000. Are you related to the Essink? So I have a drywall company out by Beatrice that also started a chicken farm for Costco. Probably.
Right.
We're probably related. Again, it all stems back to my grandpa and his 11 brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So if his last name is Essink, I'm assuming one of his brothers.
Yeah.
Spread out. So my grandpa was Edward. So if you're like, hey, who's my grandpa? I'm sure he's not alive right now. Because my grandpa would be over 110.
Oh, sure.
So
Okay.
he wouldn't be alive at this point.
Yeah.
But that's probably how we're related. So
interesting.
I was kind of isolated growing up in Iowa.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really know a lot of my grandpa's brothers, like my dad would have, or if I message Dick and say, hey, who's this? How am I related to this person?
Well, that's how you figured out the the whole lineage.
Yeah,
with Mindy.
he always lets me know who's who and his mom, stuff like that. But
Mhm.
all right, so we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. Stay right with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates. Work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Well, we were just going down the Essing lineage tree in the last segment. So if you missed that, our texter, Matt, knows that Glenn Essing out in Beatrice. So that's Glenn texting in.
Maybe.
Hi, Glenn. If not, it's somebody else. All right. So this segment, Matt, favorite NFL team and how you became a fan of that team.
Okay. Well, originally, I prepared myself for this question. Originally, I was a Dolphins fan. So I think they must have just won the Super Bowl and they had those cool jackets at JCPenney or
Okay.
Sears. So I was a Dolphins fan for a minute, and then I was actually a Raiders fan for a minute when Blinkenkoff and when they played the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
So you're just kind of jumping ship
I
here.
was, yeah.
So you're just a
so all
Super
my
Bowl
boys,
winner, Super Bowl winner.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So then
That's the way to do it, honestly. If we could
When you're a kid,
go
yeah.
back. Yeah.
So if you knew my little one Jackson, he's a Dolphins fan and Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so Vince Ferragamo, who played for Nebraska,
Okay.
he played for the Rams, and then they went to the Super Bowl. They played the Steelers, and I just kind of stuck with that team after that.
Okay.
So you're a Steelers fan?
No, Rams.
Rams
fan.
I know. I was distracted because Cody was commenting. He was saying it was smart, but then he said, "But now," and then I missed the thread on where the Rams.
So I'm a Rams fan.
Okay.
But I bleed red, so really, that's all I care about is Nebraska football.
Husker football.
But you do watch NFL.
I do, and it's funny because Nebraska's obviously struggled for a lot of years now.
Oh, we all know that. Yes.
So I've probably, gotten a little bit more excited for the Rams when they play. So
They're well, I won a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That's something Harrison. I don't really know what's going on with the Bears.
Someday, maybe.
Someday. Yeah. So you're obviously my brother, or my oldest brother, he was kind of grew up being a Rams fan. Now he lives in Denver, so he's kind of migrated to being a Broncos fan. That was his team growing up because of Vince Ferragamo. Like, I don't have a Husker quarterback that I can cheer for a pro team. That's never happened in my lifetime.
Yep.
Like, he was the last one.
Yes.
So, like, I don't know if if Dylan Raiola plays well and he gets drafted somewhere, like, oh, maybe will I cheer for him?
Yeah.
Unless he goes to like the Vikings.
I love
or the
cheering for
Lions
Husker players in the pros.
Well, I know like cheering
fun.
for like just like positional players is one thing, but like the quarterback, it's like leading the whole team. Like we just never had that.
Oh, I know.
So I don't know what that feels like,
Yeah.
So like you do.
Yeah. Well,
true.
David Hum played for the Raiders, so that's probably why I became kind of a Raiders.
So you're way
fan,
older than I am.
Way older.
I mean, a decade. You have a decade on me.
Literally,
Like we
yeah.
joked
Literally a
about,
decade.
Nicole said thinks I'm 65. So.
Well, you're
No.
busting out all these names like you are that old.
Yeah.
Well, you know the names of people, that played before you were born too.
Yes, I do.
For your teams.
I do. Yes.
No, you are 55 for the record.
So, yeah,
56.
56.
Oh, 56.
I'll go with 50.
She was so confident too.
I just transposed the numbers. I am dyslexic when it comes to numbers. It's called something, but I think that I am that. So I'll blame that.
All right.
But
we'll-
that's not true. I knew you
we'll
weren't.
go with that.
I knew you weren't in your 60s when I said that. Man, I'm just getting just burned by everyone.
you are. It's
I
about
know.
time. It's usually me that takes all the heat here in the show.
He said something 2 days ago, and I weighed him in for the challenge.
So,
I did.
how do you
Steve,
how do you
I'm
think
sorry.
the Rams will do this year? Like, have you been paying attention to their free agency and like I know you
No.
guys lost Aaron Donald.
We did.
Yep.
So
That's
I'm
tough.
a little excited. I don't. What's the that wide receiver that
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua? Yeah. So I like that. Who knows? It's a toss up.
It's funny though, because like at least for me, I'm assuming you're the same way. Like when your pro team loses, it's just like,
Yeah.
you're like your day isn't ruined.
No.
Right? Like the Bears lose, and I was listening to the ticket earlier, on the national show on the ticket, and the guy was talking about how are the Bears fans gonna have patience? And I was like, we've won 5 playoff games in 35 years.
Yeah.
Like But so it's like, yes, if Caleb Williams struggles, it's no different than it's been for 35 years. Like, yes, we have patience. It's been like, we just haven't been good.
Whatever is beyond patient by like 5 measures is what you guys are.
Right. I was just like, well, this doesn't make any sense.
Patience has gone out the window 17 quarterbacks ago.
Yes. So yeah, excited. It's yeah. And usually by about week 4 or 5 now, I'm looking up, Googling mock drafts. And like last year, we've opened with the Packers, and I was like, this is it. No Aaron Rodgers. Here we go. I was so excited, and they just beat the doors off the Bears. And I'm just like, mock draft 2023. Like, this is, I mean, just
immediately.
Season's over in 3 hours. You just look forward to it, and you're just like, oh my gosh, how just terrible that was. But all right. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into Matt's Farrell's journey, how he got started, how he heard about us, and all his family members that come to 5 a.m. So we're going to get into that here when we come back from break. So stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives. Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefits package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking.
Jewelry, here to drop some knowledge bombs on how to wow your woman. Size matters, but not the way you're thinking, guys. Make sure you know her ring size before you even think about popping the question. If you aren't a surprise kind of guy, ask her. I bet she knows her size. If you are a surprise kind of guy, bring in a piece and we can get close to the right size. We will make it perfect for her when the time is right. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates. Work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults has prediabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your football buddy, your football buddy. Or you, your best man, your worst man. You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. That's doihaveprediabetes.org.
Wait, did they just say 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes? That's 33.33333% of adults. That means it could be me, my boss, or my boss's boss, or me, my favorite sister, or my other sister. That's 7 members of my 21-person romantic book club. Wait, the 1 in 3 could be me, my karaoke partner Carol, or my karaoke enemy Jeff. I'm going to take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein powder ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
Welcome back into the Fitness Fanatics. It is Sunday, June 16th, Father's Day. Hour number 2 of Fitness Fanatics is sponsored by Modern Woodmen of America. Modern Woodmen of America can help you plan for life, from protection to savings to retirement. The member-owned fraternal financial service organization also offers member benefits and local volunteer opportunities. Call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515 to learn more. So we appreciate Sean. He's one of our instructors and fit members out at Yankee Ridge. So we appreciate Modern Woodman's support of our show. He's been helping us get our life insurance stuff in order and just got the kids set up on one too. So God forbid anything ever happens to them. It was funny. We were talking about, we were on this drive out, or because now we're all life insured, right? So now we're like, well, we're going to take a trip to Baltimore here in September. And we're talking about, well, if one of us survives, you'll have a lot more money than we do right now.
Right.
So just kind of joking. It's the survival of the fittest now. Who can outlast everybody else? I know. It's stuff like with life insurance. You don't, like, I don't want to talk about my kids passing away, right?
Obviously, right.
But
yeah,
it's important, just like every other insurance that we have, you know, our health insurance and car insurance and gym insurance. And, you know, it might not feel like it when I'm paying my gym insurance bill every month, but if the gym catches fire or something, or what, you know, you're happy that you have that. So again, interested in that, Sean Erickson can be reached at 402-483-6515. So we appreciate their support of the Fitness Fanatics.
Before we get into the top of the hour stuff, Bruce did message me to remind you that the Bears don't play Green Bay until November 17th this year. So you'll have a little bit of time to. Yep.
That's good. We open up with the Titans, the Derrick Henry-less Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
So this will be another one. If the Bears lose to the Titans in Soldier Field on week 1, I'm just 2025 mock draft instantly. Caleb Williams replacement ? No.
You can't lose faith in your team that quick.
I know.
Well,
this coming from a Steelers fan who has seen a losing record her entire life.
Yes.
Like, so right.
Well, Christian's a Cowboys fan.
Oh, I know he is.
Yeah. Yep.
No.
He's never seen much winning either.
Never.
It's interesting though. We pick these teams and we stay with them forever for some reason.
Yep. I don't know. What can you do?
I feel like it would also feel kind of shameful to have one team like your whole life and then suddenly be like, they're not doing so good. So like
at some point
it would feel a little bit. Wouldn't you feel a little bit of shame telling people that? Like, oh no, I switched.
People still do it, but
you stick with them.
At a certain point, you're stuck.
So we can have those moments.
Yeah.
Like if you just
pay your dues,
close your eyes and visualize Nebraska winning a national championship now. Like what? Even just beating Iowa, I fell to my knees and was in tears. So like, we live for those moments, right? You go, you get bad, and you live for those moments. It's like if a golfer, you live for those moments where you get the perfect shot and you just look at that ball sail.
Yep. And you forget all the heartache that led you to that.
You forget all the bad stuff.
It's magic.
That's why we're fans.
Yep.
Sometimes I think my life would be less stressful if I wasn't a sports fan.
Yeah.
But
Probably.
all right. Well, if you missed any part of the show, you can check us out on the ticketfm.com's website. We're also on all the podcasting platforms, whatever podcast you listen to, we're on there. We're also right now live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. So you can check us out. If you have any questions for us throughout the next hour, you can reach us on the Starter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. All right, Matt. So let's get into Farrell's. How did you hear about us? What made you decide to join? So we'll just kind of start from there.
Okay. Well, I listen to the ticket every day, so I heard about the, Farrell's like every day.
Oh yeah.
And, so that's what piqued my interest, but really my journey probably started. So Mindy, she decided she wanted to start eating healthy and lose some weight. And so that went on. She started about a year before I did.
Okay.
And then actually Jackson had a birthday party. It was at Lost and Fun. I had a toothache and I was miserable. I ended up going to one of the healthcare places.
Mhm. Yeah.
And anyway, when I got on the scale, I weighed 284 pounds. And I was like, that's it.
I could not picture that.
Yeah.
No.
And
But that's so true, because sometimes if you don't know that number, it's really easy to just not look at yourself in the mirror and stay out of pictures and stuff. But then you have that moment, you're just like, I've never seen this number before.
So you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys started in the spring of 2023.
Yes.
So how long before then was that moment where you're like, okay,
that for me it would have been a year. For Mindy, it would have been 2.
Okay. A year prior to starting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I probably got down to maybe 205, but then
that was just eating healthy.
That was just eating healthy. But then I started to fall off and started kind of putting that weight back on. And we had talked about Farrell's, and, like I said, we had talked about it a few times and nothing really came of it. And then I think finally one day while we were just talking, I actually did the drywall at Farrell's.
Yeah.
And not knowing what it was going to be at the time.
Right.
But so I think I was at Ace Hardware. I think I had texted you a couple times prior, but I said, I'm just going to go.
I remember you walking in.
You just happened to be there.
Yep.
And I said,
was this when the location had already opened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because we haven't been at that location for very long.
So I felt like if I paid for it, I was committed. And so I went in and I paid for it. And then I told my wife and she wanted to sign up. So then I signed up Mindy.
Yep.
That was the smart way to do it too. Like
it was. Yeah.
Right. It would have been a different maybe conversation if we would have gone home and been like, I signed us both up for this.
Yeah.
So you did it the right way.
I did.
For sure.
Whenever husbands start asking me stuff about their wives, I'm like, you need to tread that lightly.
Yes.
Conversation like
yeah.
Because I'll get some ticket listeners that are reaching out for their spouses.
Yeah.
So because they heard about it on the ticket. So,
and most of the time it's mutual. Yeah. It's a mutual conversation that's been had and one person is pulling the trigger. But yeah, that was a good way to do it. Good job.
So even prior to signing up, I think we both got a cold like a week before, and we're like, gosh, I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it. And then getting up at, Mindy's up at 3:45. I'm about 4:00. That seemed overwhelming. And then actually I had some skin cancer, and the appointment got pushed back. And so then when I got it taken out, I had these stitches, and I told my doctor that I was starting Farrell's Monday. And she's like, can't you quit? Can't you just, and so that was in my head. And but we pushed through it. I think I had stitches in for the first couple days, but yeah, I mean, it's been fantastic since.
So the first 10-week challenge, you and Mindy and Nadia, right?
No, just Mindy and I.
Oh, I thought she did that with you.
Nadia's, well, maybe she did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
she
she-
did start with
yeah,
us.
so
But
you
she
two
was
and her.
super busy still in high school and
Yep,
volleyball, and
yes,
she had a lot
yes,
going on. So she
yes.
wasn't there a lot of the
Right,
times.
right. So yeah, Mindy and I and Nadia started.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the next challenge, I'm pretty sure, was Anissa and
Yep,
Layla.
and Layla.
Mhm.
Yes.
So they did it. So now we're up to 4. Well, we lost one. We were at 3.
Yes.
We lost Nadia.
Yeah.
And then we gained Anissa and Layla. And they did 5 a.m. with you guys also.
Yep.
And how was that? So at that point, we're just at the 4 of you. So
Mhm.
how was that working out with them two every day, seeing them? Because they don't live with you. So
Right.
like, seeing them every day at the gym.
Well, we were talking about that last night. So I love it. I mean, I get to see my family every morning, and it also, it does help having, Mindy getting up, having that partner. And so I get to see my kids every morning, that first 45 minutes before we really start our day. So
And prior to that, like how often would you guys see each other? Because you're a close family.
Yeah, I'd still see Layla and Nisa way too much, more than I wanted to. So but,
Now you see him in the mornings, you're like, don't come over. You're fine. I just saw you 5 hours ago. You don't need to come over and look in the fridge and find some bread. And, just kidding.
Yeah.
no, the girls have a great relationship with their mom. So
Mhm.
which is really cool.
So
Yeah.
then we had Christian join the next challenge,
Mhm.
but he didn't finish.
No, he didn't. And we were talking about,
He made it about 8.5 weeks.
But we talk
Right.
about this stuff because, as everybody knows, you are not special.
Right.
So that does
Normal
not
stuff.
make Christian
Yeah.
special.
well,
That
he's
makes
a,
him normal.
he's a Cowboys fan. So what'd you
Yeah.
expect?
Right.
I mean, right?
Start off strong, fade in the end.
just couldn't finish. Yeah,
He
started
did
off
have
strong.
some he had like some vacations in
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and he's
Yes.
young, so he was probably like,
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He didn't finish.
So then in the fall,
But he stayed on, right?
Well, no,
Or
I
no,
think-
he didn't. You're
I
right.
think he
Yeah,
he
you're
took
right.
the next
He did.
Yeah.
10 off.
Yes.
So then in the winter, and then we had Taylor that started.
Yes.
It's
my-
daughter number 3.
It's
Mhm.
my oldest daughter.
Yep, daughter number 3. So
Yeah.
she did the winter challenge. So now we're up to 5.
Yeah.
And then this last one in the spring, Taylor's husband Tyler started,
And Christian
Yes.
came
and
back.
Christian came
Christian
back.
came back.
And so now we're up to 7.
Mhm.
And Nadia came back.
And
Yes.
Nadia's back this session. So
Hopefully, will she be there Monday?
We hope. She sounded a lot better last
Yeah,
night.
she's
so
been
yes.
sick,
Yes.
so she actually had missed the whole week 1, which is unfortunate. But
Yes.
it's also okay to be sick sometimes. Like
It
you have
is.
to listen to your body. So
So if you guys can picture our gym, we have 30 bags
yep.
at 5 a.m. And so here comes the 7 members of one family, takes up
Yep.
a fourth of the bags in the gym.
Yeah.
And when they're not there, there's a big gap. Right?
Yeah.
It's not very often that they're
No.
not there, though.
No, they're always there.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's good. So let's go back to your 10-week challenge. If you can remember back to the initial 10-week challenge, what kind of struggles did you have? I mean, did you have any struggles during the 10-week challenge? What was the toughest part for you? Because you have a demanding job, like
I do.
a
Mhm.
very physical job.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay.
do.
So how did
Um,
that go with the exercise
that
part?
That part was a little tough getting adjusted to, because basically a lot of times when I get done working out, I just go straight to the shop.
Yeah.
And start. A lot of people's like, "Oh, it looks like you just came from the gym," and well, I did.
Mhm.
Um, I think eating right was a big struggle for me. I was surprised once we started like logging in our food, like how much fat and sugar and carbs are in.
So
in
what was
food.
the eating like when you lost 75 pounds? Like what were you guys doing then?
Well, like we were talking about off the air, I mean, I would start my day. I'd go to the gas station and buy 5 rollers right out of the gate.
Now, what's a
Stations.
roller?
You don't know what a roller is?
I don't know
I've
what that is either.
Okay.
I've never eaten 5.
This is average Jeff
It's
here.
those, I don't know. It's like a little.
They're on those little
Taquita?
roller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
yes.
taquita,
Oh, like
yeah,
taquitas.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're
Yes.
on those little
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I know
Mhm.
what those are.
Yeah.
Yes, the rollers, the hot dogs are on there.
Yeah, but
so-
it's the ones. with
Okay, okay.
So there's 10,000 calories right out
That's
of the
a
gate.
lot. Those are probably, I don't know. I mean, have
I
you
know.
logged them? Are there at least maybe 200 calories each?
At least.
Yeah. I feel like I
So-
tried to fit them into my macros, but I can't.
So my diet basically consisted on gas station food.
That's
and
dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. Yeah.
Everything you could ever want and never need at a gas station.
Right. Fast food. I mean, we talked about, I mean, we have a big family.
Mm-hmm.
So it was terrible. I mean, it would be one day we'd get Kentucky Fried Chicken, or Taco Bell, or, get six packs in a pound from, it was
yeah.
I mean, we,
Potato Lays.
we're both busy.
Yep.
And, we just lived off fast food.
Yeah.
So what were you eating like when you lost the 75 pounds? Like what were you guys doing nutrition wise? That's a lot of weight to lose.
It was. So, I mean, I basically cut out all the gas station food. And then, I always was never a picky eater. So I've tried to eat healthy before I had done it. So I just, a lot of chicken, vegetables. I love vegetables, love fruit. So I think basically cutting out all the fast food and all the gas station food made a huge difference. Mindy, I'm not sure what program she was using at the time, but she was, logging in her food when she first initially lost all that weight.
Yeah.
And that seemed, at night it was nothing for me to take half a bag of Doritos and some chips and mix it all up. And
That's all of us.
yeah.
So. You ever talk to Aaron Davis? He'll tell you what gets him is he's eating at midnight.
Yeah.
Dude.
Like a gremlin.
No joke. One time, like, I came downstairs and was gonna sit in his chair. You guys, I'm dead serious. There was pistachio shells.
Yeah.
Like shoved in the cushions of the
Yeah.
seat.
Like a toddler.
Literally. And
Just hiding them.
Yes.
You gotta hide these from Brooke.
Our kids used to
Hide
do
them from
that with
Brooke.
fruit snacks
Yes,
wrappers.
but come to find out, it was at like 1 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
it's the midnight snack. Aaron
Yeah.
Davis will be.
Yeah.
Eating whole meals.
He's
in the middle
gotten
of the
better
night.
at it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not even whole meals, just whole bags
Yeah.
of things
Oh,
and packs of things.
Yeah.
It's never a meal. It's never something like, oh, let me have this leftover grilled
Yeah.
True.
chicken.
That's
Well,
true.
It's a full bag of Doritos and
Yes.
Cheetos and pistachios, apparently.
Yeah.
So it's funny too, because Mindy, our pantry, would buy all these snacks. And so then when I decided to start eating healthy, she said she thought all this time that the kids were eating all these snacks and it was me, because all of a sudden they just started adding up and building up.
No.
They weren't getting eaten.
Yeah, what's happening here?
Oh yeah.
We've
Yep.
all, it's very easy to mindlessly eat.
Mhm.
But when you're talking about getting rid of fast food and gas station, like when I talk about nutrition, like I have like 4 things. If you just stop doing these things
Mhm.
and you don't log anything, you stop drinking pop, don't eat anything fried, don't go to fast food, and don't buy anything from a gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those 4 things.
Yeah.
Although gas stations have gotten better recently, there
They
are
do,
some good
a little bit.
options.
But most of the time, you're not going in
yeah,
and
you
getting
kind
some
of have
boiled
to
eggs.
still break up with the you have to break the habit of going to
Yes.
the hanging bag aisle of snacks like you used to.
Yeah.
You got to break that, and so just break it off for a while, and then now I can go in and get boiled eggs quite often at gas
and
stations.
an oatmeal cream pie that's
I
500
only
calories.
I probably only have like 5 of those a year, Jeffrey.
Okay.
Or you go into the gas station and get corn nuts and strawberry Fanta.
Yeah.
Gas
That's
station snack.
sounds
you know,
good.
I know it's
when
bad.
I before my pre-Farrell's life, I was in sales and I drove all over in the car, and I would go to the gas station and I'd get a Mountain Dew and then Reese's Pieces. So Nicole had mentioned the hanging,
Right.
and I wouldn't get the bag
Like
or
this
the
little
king size.
pouch.
I
Right.
needed the hanging bag of Reese's
Yeah.
Pieces. So like if you were to log that now, like if I was to go log a liter of Mountain Dew and a big giant.
Well, it wasn't
bag
a
of-
liter, a 20
ounce. Yeah, sometimes
I
it's a
hope
little
not.
bit bigger.
Yeah.
Just like how many carbs and sugar and just like that's what got me to where I was at 50% body fat. I mean, that's what got me there. Like it was just an all carb. You don't go into a gas station a lot of time and get protein.
You have to
Right?
have you have to be specifically
because you're
strategic.
getting a candy bar, you're getting chips, bugles, like
The rollers.
the rollers, like whatever, because it's convenient and you can eat it and it makes us feel good. Right? I
For a
don't
little
feel
bit.
good after I eat 2 hard-boiled eggs.
No.
I feel good after I eat.
That's not true. That's actually,
But you actually feel physically
very wrong.
horrible.
But
The dopamine.
my
isn't
yes,
there.
my
You don't get a
happy
dopamine
state.
hit from
Right.
eating a boiled egg.
In reality,
Yes.
that is wrong.
As I'm eating my king size Butterfinger, I'm feeling really good about myself versus the hard boiled eggs
For a second.
or string cheese. Yeah. Now after the fact, yes, you're like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? We're just real quick. So last week, Nia, if you remember, we were talking about the Culvers and nerds, and so Pete, if you're listening, we were talking about
yeah, it was
nerds and
nerd
how I
culture.
used to got my
Mhm.
nerds blizzard or nerds
Did
concrete.
you get one?
Yeah, we went to Yogurtini yesterday.
Did you do nerds?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
chocolate
Oh,
yogurt, frozen
yeah.
yogurt.
No.
Oh,
Again, it was our
just-
last hurrah before this Fit Challenge
my
starts.
Father's
Father's
Day.
Day celebration.
And somehow
pizza and
I
ice
ended
cream.
up paying for the ice cream.
You
yesterday.
did not pay for the pizza though.
No, I
they
didn't.
paid for that.
I did pay for the ice cream. Yeah, I had my nerds little mix in.
Oh,
Yeah.
yuck. Yuck,
No,
yuck,
it's
yuck.
not good.
And it
I
was
think-
so good.
No,
Oh,
that
it was
sounds
so good.
awful. That is not a good mix.
Yeah,
What do
it's
you
weird.
think that that's an okay mix? Chocolate ice cream and nerds?
Nerds?
Yeah, maybe vanilla and some nerds.
Yes,
but
that would make
yeah.
much
That
more sense.
even
It was-
I still don't think I would do that, but that already makes so much more sense to me.
It does.
Yeah.
So I just
There's no accounting for I don't know.
But okay, all right.
I'm glad you got it.
But I
though.
did
You
get
did.
it. Yes,
I'm glad
and
you
it was
did.
very, very good. My
Yeah.
teeth do not hurt today.
Good.
Good job.
Good. Yeah.
Good job.
I know, getting older,
Smarter, right?
getting smarter. Yes, getting
Mhm.
smarter. All right,
Okay.
so we're gonna go ahead and take a break,
Mhm.
and we're gonna keep this conversation going about Matt's journey with Farrell's. So stay right with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Parts and Service Network. During the month of June, get financing as low as 3.9% for up to 72 months on model year 21 through 23 wheeled 8R tractors. Visit landmarkhemp.com to see our complete inventory or stop by your local Landmark location today and experience the Landmark difference.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association. In partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
I think the plan is to go bigger at corner. You got to have bigger corners in this league because you got these receivers. You got to deal with Ohio State receiver. And I'm not saying small corners can't get it done, but small corners have to be extraordinary, right? They got to jump higher. They got to do things that bigger corners might not necessarily have to do. So, I mean, losing Ethan Nation, it's kind of a blow, but when you got to get down in scholarships anyway, it's not, man. They got to have their best guys, man.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
Their age?
the way they speak.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to the Fitness Fanatics. Joined in here by one of our FXB members and a dad, Matt. Him and his wife, Mindy, go to Farrell's over on Meadow Lane, and they have 4 daughters that come as well, and a spouse and a soon-to-be
son-in-law and a son-in-law to be.
Soon-to-be son-in-law, yes. So thought it was really cool. So, Matt, just kind of let's get a little bit more into the dynamic of having all the girls come, and now we're getting it into the in-laws coming, and just, you know, how does that make you feel as a dad, kind of being a role model? I mean, also, and Mindy also being a role model for the girls, and even, you know, the Tyler and now Christian.
Like, it makes me feel great. So we were also talking last night. So there was this past Christmas over the holidays, I started doing doubles, you know, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And I always comment to Mindy, like at 6, I felt alone. You know, I mean, so I love having my family. I love, you know, my wife goes, I mean, it just, we both motivate each other. And, you know, when, you know, I try to get there early, and we just kind of give each other crap in the morning, and but it's just been just, you know, all our relationships, it's made it stronger. Just, you know, we get that, you know, we see each other first thing in the morning and start our day that way, like I said, and
you guys are always like, it's always funny when I come back to Meadow Lane, because I've been at Yankee Ridge for a week, and then I come back on Thursday, and I'll be at the counter, and then it'll be after 5 a.m. and I'm just at the counter doing whatever, and then I hear a bunch of love you too,
Yep,
love you too.
Got all the love yous going on.
I'm like, who? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm at Meadow Lane now. Just all of you guys saying goodbye to each other after class.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Yeah. It's always like kind of like breaks my brain for half a second, because it's not something you usually hear at the gym that way, but
yeah,
right. I was thinking the same thing.
Yep.
Yep.
So I mean, it's just, yeah, I told Mindy when you first asked me about being on the show, I was like, gosh, I hope I don't get choked up, but
Mhm.
and then,
Well, it's cool. I mean, it's a cool story to have on Father's Day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So, but Nadia's come back, even though she got sick, but I think
Mhm.
it just helps now. She's seen like her sisters go through it, and so I know her attitude about it was a lot different.
Oh yeah, just
So,
when I talked to her when she came in to
yeah.
do her stuff, she was
Yes.
definitely in a better space. I
Lot-
think.
lot
Well, and that's true too because she was younger. She was in high school still. Did she graduate?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but she's in summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so no, she definitely didn't graduate, but I think there's just a difference now. She probably feels like she's missing out on something a little bit. Yeah, and
Yep.
wants to be a part of it. Where before she was just probably like, well,
Before she was being drug in by the parents.
or you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
think
right,
that
yeah.
it's something you
Let's
want to
get in
do.
here. Come
Yeah.
on.
Especially as a teenager. Teenagers are tough, and it's like you want to do it as a teenager, but like the second something else comes in, it's easy to just be like, takes the back seat. And she was in sports too.
She
So
was, yes.
yeah,
Yep.
so it's not like she wasn't doing anything, but I think that probably timing is important, and you kind of have to take that into consideration. That's why we have so many people that come back
Mhm.
that have done ferals before, because they know that if they work the program that it works, but sometimes you're just not in that place yet.
Yeah.
And so I
Because-
think that's
I mean, she sees, her mom, Mindy's pretty strict she doesn't waver too much. Like, I will here and there, but I mean, she just, seen us, we get up every morning, we're, eating right. And I think she wanted to be a part of that. So it didn't take much. I talked to Jeff about trying to get her to come back, and then it didn't really take much for us to
Right.
get her to come back. So
now do you guys, so I always thought this was funny. You guys still drive separately though.
we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you and Mindy drive separately. She
Yes.
always gets there before you.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's just funny the dynamic of like you both need your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Which is good.
Well, Matt goes to work.
I
after.
know.
It
but-
does,
or
but-
does doubles, but
it's good that we don't drive together because but yeah, I'll
did you do that from the beginning?
from the beginning?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
And then now a lot of times she'll pick up Anissa and Christian, but it's funny because when the new 10-week starts, there's a lot of people, and
Gotta get your spot.
yeah, don't take this wrong, people, but I'll send Mindy a text. I'm like, I'm running a little late. Please put a glove on my back because I know the wolves are out.
Yep.
Or although this session hasn't been too bad, there's always been a couple open bags at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it hasn't been
Not too bad.
overrun with
Yeah.
people.
That's part of the process.
It is.
When the new people come in.
It is. But this one hasn't been too bad.
Mhm.
The one before was like, holy smokes. Yeah.
Yeah. But then it kind of tapers off a little
does.
bit.
It also helps when we have members like you guys who are super consistent.
Yeah.
Week to week to week to week. So then we know how many spaces we can have open for that class time too.
Yeah.
So that helps a
Mhm.
lot.
Yeah.
Because honestly, fun fact, it's not usually the new people that throw off the whole dynamic. It's the fit members that haven't been there for
Right.
3-4 months and they try to jump in and blend in with the newbie crowd that
Yeah.
kind of throw off the
Yeah.
The
throw
bag
off the
dynamic.
ratios. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know, like Ashley came in to 5 on Monday, and I was like, she usually goes to 6, and I was like, you're throwing off this whole bag
Yep.
dynamic here,
Yeah.
because she likes to stand in a certain spot too, So she's like, I'm just gonna sit back, I'm just gonna wait.
Gotta be flexible.
Yep, and
That's
see
all.
what bags open, and
Yeah.
because she knows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's like, I don't want to take anybody's spot, so she's
Yeah.
just gonna sit back and see what's going on, and then
Mhm.
we still had that was day one. So day one always is like, oh, where's everyone? Where am I gonna
Yeah.
put everybody? And I'll usually reserve some spots, keep everybody together. But we always tell our fit members, like, okay, it's kind of a rite of passage. You get kicked
Yep.
out of your spot.
You
your
kind of
10
do.
weeks to make room
Unless
for
you're
the
like
new people.
Taylor, she's coaching this
Yeah.
session. So she got to keep her
She
spot.
might stay
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. as
Coach Taylor.
coaching the new people. Yeah. Our
Yeah.
newbies.
I was
Yeah.
talking to Kelly Bear, who because we have a lot of new people at 6 a.m. at Yankee Ridge, and she had said something about moving into her spot, and I said, Well, do you remember when you started? I kicked somebody out for you.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's a rite of passage.
That's
You know,
right.
you just got to move around the gym.
Yeah. The workout is the same. I don't mind. I can go to any place. I don't really mind. I mean, I'm almost always instructing, but as long as I'm in the front.
I want to be up front.
Yeah,
where
me too.
Where the action is.
Yeah.
I want to be where the action
But
is.
I don't have a preference side to side or
No,
whatever.
normally I'll just go where there's an open bag if I'm going to be working out with the class. So
yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to talk some Husker football coming up on the next segment.
But first, because we still have a little bit of time, because we have Naya in studio too, and we wanted to talk to her about her first week because she just started Farrell's, and you have the family dynamic too, with your.
Well,
know,
she comes in to Farrell's and talk about like her dad's quote is on the wall.
Yeah,
which I did not know.
So she's like, "What's this?" Up
Monday,
here?
I go up to her and she's like sitting on the floor taking a picture of it, and then she was like, she read it but didn't see that it said it was credited to him at the bottom. She read just the quote and she was like, "My dad says that all the time."
I had no idea. Yeah, I didn't know that was there.
Right.
So yeah, she walked up to me and I was like,
"That's so weird." My dad says that.
Because like one of the bags, I was sitting on the ground stretching, and one of the bags was like in the way of like the AD, and I was.
That's
my
weird.
dad has said that to me anytime I've tried to do anything ever. Strong reasons, weak excuses.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever had a goal in my whole life.
Right. So yes, that's awesome. So yeah, so you just started. How was your first week?
Oh my
well,
gosh.
first 5 days since you technically haven't done Saturday's workout yet.
Which I will do today with my dad for Father's Day.
Jeff's the instructor, so you guys can do it. And...
Yes, that'll be my gift to my dad.
Yeah.
Let's spend an
Let's
hour
work
of
out
your
together.
Father's Day with Jeff.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's been super good. I mean, it's also just crazy to think like a month ago I was like, hey, let me ask you guys about the 10-week challenge. That sounds
right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah.
You know.
So
here we are.
And yeah, now we're here and I'm done with my first week. It was amazing. Like it probably I was even telling Jeff when I wouldn't be able to be there on Saturday morning. I was like, I feel like my day is gonna feel
it is
completely different or just thrown off or whatever. And it totally did. But it's been great. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. And there's a lot of times I am not the biggest fan of the instructors during the thing. We'll be doing something and they're like, okay, now jump squats. And I'm like, no.
Like Friday?
Yes, like Friday. And also like for anyone listening who maybe hasn't been to Farrell's, Jeff is exactly how you think he would be as a coach.
Yes.
Based on this, on hearing him all the
Annoying?
time. No,
Annoying.
but seriously, I was like, this makes so much sense. During the I was like, yeah, but it was super fun. And honestly, it goes by so fast. I say that as someone who does have a bad habit of checking the clock, but once I am done, like maybe during it feels like, oh my God, it's forever. But once I'm done, I'm like that flew by.
Especially because like you work out. So you've worked out before. So you have experience. You feel comfortable in a gym.
Yes.
But to know like at the end of that 45-minute upper body workout or whatever, you're leaving and you're like, I was here for 45 minutes and I feel like I've trashed every single muscle in my upper body. Right. Yeah.
Like,
which is great. Because if you were doing that on your own in a gym, walking around waiting for
it goes way slower.
Yeah, like it's just not the same.
And it doesn't feel, I don't get that when I'm at the gym doing that where I'm, kind of you're waiting, you're kind of I'll do this and then I'll do a little bit of this, which is great. Do some activity.
Yes.
But when I leave that, I don't feel like
yeah,
wiping my forehead with sweat, like heart's still pumping, whatever. I don't really get that because of like kind of the waiting and all of that. And it feels great. It feels because you just feel so amped up.
Yeah.
And
energized. It seems.
Yes.
And you've probably seen that, Matt, too. Like you probably have way more energy than you thought you would, having to get up early, go to the gym, go right to your job.
Yeah.
You it's hard to explain how much more energy you have when you exercise at the first thing in the morning, especially.
Oh yeah. It's wild. I think I'm going to start going at 7 too. So I'll tell you that for my consistency of the classes, so you know what to expect. I think I'm going to start going at 7, or at least I'm going to try it this week. I realized
7.
like, oh, I'm switching, class times and part of my routine, whatever.
That's okay.
This is the second week of 10 weeks.
It's your routine too.
Exactly.
Like it's fine.
Yeah. And
you're
so,
still building habits. You're still, there's nothing wrong with that. We have people that switch around a lot.
Yeah,
it was funny that you were talking about not wanting to do stuff that instructors say. So before we go to break, we just started our newest down to box session yesterday. So we've talked about this before, but we have an adaptive program on Saturdays at our Meadow Lane location. It started with down to box for adults and children with Down syndrome, and we've expanded to just other, physical and intellectual disabilities. And we have a new boxer named JoJo, and she is very vocal. And Jeff was instructing, and he'd be like, "Okay, now we're gonna burn it out," and she literally would be like, "Not again." She's yelling it. It's just so hilarious and her parents were there. They just love to see her. That's her personality. And that's what I love about Down to Box, because we just they are able to be who they are. And Jeff was like, well, that's how the adults are too. They just don't vocalize it the same way.
So what we're all thinking.
Yeah. Like
doing the Lord's work.
The energy is exactly the same. Like I can approach JoJo like I would approach anybody else in the class that doesn't want to do something that I'm telling them to do. It's just great to see her.
Because you were telling her yesterday, like, you might not want to do it, but you're doing it.
My favorite thing to say at Down to Box is, because sometimes they'll complain, I don't want to. And I'm like, well, you don't have to want to do it. You just have to do it. And when you say that to them, they don't really, how are you going to argue with that? Like, yeah, you're right. You don't have to want to do it. You just have to do it.
There's not a lot of stuff that we want to do.
No,
right?
that we need to do.
No,
like that, I don't think you want to get up and go go to work.
What
right?
time do you go to class? You got 5?
5 o'clock.
At the other location at Meadow Lane.
I don't think. I explained to them, like, I was waking up at like 5:30 and going to work out at like 6. And I kind of realized I don't have enough as a 20-year-old who's not in school right now because it's summer. I don't have enough things in my day to actually do to where waking
to get up that
early makes any sense.
Yeah.
And then I found I was just like,
now what? Yeah.
Like by 10 a.m., I'm like, everything is done. I don't work for another 4 hours. Like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe
funny.
more of a 7:30 and then going into the clinic early. But I mean, it's just been great.
Awesome.
I will say the food, I need to.
That's what we tell
the
people to
hardest thing
do,
for me,
though.
for
That
sure.
first week, just get an awareness of what you're eating.
Yes.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
I love that too, because I do feel like even if, and I've definitely been eating better this week.
Yeah. And that's,
I still have been doing that. Yes. But I'm definitely, even though maybe I'm not where I want to be as far as food right now.
Yeah.
This week, like you said, I was way more mindful of it.
Yeah. That's
Especially like, and what's great too is when I work out, I don't come home and feel like eating McDonald's or something.
Right.
Like I don't feel like eating gross food.
You don't want to ruin what you just did.
Yes. I'm like, I want it. Well, and because I go at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
But I don't crave the same foods that I
awesome.
have been. And I'm a big, I realized I'm becoming a big smoothie person.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And I kind of realized this week and the week before last week, because like I kind of told you guys, I'm going to use this week to kind of prepare and stuff. So technically, with that period as well, I realized I don't eat enough vegetables in the day. And I don't do a good job of working that in.
It's hard.
So I've started doing like
just throwing them in your smoothies.
So I'll do like
that's what Jeff does.
My favorite right now is mango, pineapple, kale, and cucumber.
Oh yeah.
And it's amazing. I love
That's a great
cucumbers.
one. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Well, we're
let's
going to
go
go to break. We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little Husker football with big time Husker fan. Still stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.
Old School with DP and J.
Everybody's going to focus on his intensities and antics. I think he would be just fine because Billy Donovan is doing well, right? And he's intense as all get out. But how do you think he would transition to the NBA as a coach? And then also, what does this tell you about the Lakers?
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Okay, kids, Dad's gonna teach you how to dance. First, spread your feet apart. Then, pump your knee, nod your head, shake your hips, and bite your lip ever so slightly. Now, with one hand in the air, point at people with the other hand. I call that the rock star.
Dance like a dad. It's a great way to make a moment with your kids.
Now, make a face like it just smells something bad.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Have a passion for the outdoors? Nebraska Game and Parks is seeking seasonal teammates. Work in scenic state parks, contribute to vital research projects, and care for our natural spaces. Seasonal staff assist with special events, provide customer service to outdoor enthusiasts, and make a difference for conservation. Join the adventure at outdoornebraska.gov. Apply online today.
Paid for by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired in cooperation with Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Last segment here on our Father's Day episode. So what I said on Mother's Day was, make sure you call your dad today. Don't send your dad a text message or a Facebook message. Give him a call. Say Happy Father's Day. You don't have to buy him a present.
First thing I said to you this morning was Happy Father's Day. said
that
it
was
right
out
away.
of charity.
I didn't get my dad a Father's Day present.
Yeah, they don't need presents.
I feel like just a big hug.
Yeah,
That
And
is-
I love you.
I think
Thank
that's
you.
true. I think that means a lot.
That's all.
too.
That's all you need. I don't really. I mean, kids took me out for pizza. I don't need gifts or like.
Yeah.
As parents, you just buy what you want anyway.
Yeah,
Right?
true.
I want stuff that's gonna go buy.
My
it.
dad buys like a new tracksuit
Weekly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he treats himself.
Yes. Yes. I think a hug would be a good one for sure.
Yeah.
Now
All
my,
right.
Now my dad's listening to this. Like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, I'm not getting anything. Should my presence alone be enough? Yes. All right, Matt. So we're gonna finish off last 5 minutes talking a little Husker football. I know you're a diehard Husker fan of all sports, but we're gonna focus on football today because we are 76 days away from kickoff at Memorial Stadium. So, what are you looking forward towards the most of the upcoming season, and how do you think we're gonna do?
Well, I think we're going to probably go undefeated and win the national championship.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
we're going.
This is why Matt
17
can't
and 0.
wait for Jeff to get back to the gym because you guys just
That's why I said
yes. Like when you get married and you have to intertwine your hands to take a drink of the champagne or whatever. You guys do that with Kool-Aid every day.
I do. I feel like I've gotten better at it, but I don't know.
Jeff's gotten worse.
I like Coach Rule. I really think we've done it right this time. So, I mean, I said that about Scott Frost, but I mean,
yeah, but I think we
seems
said
different.
that about Scott Frost when he's hired, but I don't think
anyone really stuck on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I don't think it lasted through his whole first season like it has for Rule.
I agree.
Yeah.
People turned on Frost. Like pretty quickly, I'd say.
Yeah. So there's hope there.
I think I don't know. I think we're going to do pretty well. So
as long as we win UTEP, right?
we have to beat UTEP. Yeah.
With Ben in the
We
stadium.
have to beat Colorado.
Yeah. Now just imagine. Now I know I've heard the two biggest are the loudest the stadium's been was from what I've heard on listening to the radio and stuff would be the 2014 Miami game.
Yeah.
When Miami came in. Yeah. It was the night game.
Oof.
I remember watching it.
Were you
home.
there, Matt?
I was not at that game. No.
Okay. No. So it'd be that was one, and then gosh, what was the other one that I was listening to about the loud? Oh, it would have been a Colorado game on Halloween night, like 1992 night game. It was just because I think they beat us the year before with like Bieniemy and Darian Hagan and those guys, and we just beat the living daylights out of them.
Do you
like
think
40
this
points.
Colorado game will be?
Oh,
is that one that you're talking about?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's gonna be. I was so glad it's a night game because
I'm so excited.
Yes.
I mean, it's gonna be not only you got Colorado, who, I mean, face it, we've lost 3 straight to them. So we haven't beat them in a long time, and it gives us back the old memories of the Big 8, Big 12 days. So it's kind of like a little rivalry type thing, and then you got the Dion factor, who will be here, and
in his sunglasses.
Yep.
At
And
night.
you got Shadur and the Rolex.
Yeah.
I mean, and they took it to us pretty good last year.
They did.
If only that game would have been later in the season. I feel like it would have been
we got
different.
them early.
Yeah.
And then who one of their defensive assistants is? Warren Sapp.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now Warren
Right.
Sapp
Ugh.
is going to be in. I mean,
That's
that to
wild.
me is bigger than Dion. Like I want to see
I think so,
Warren
too.
Sapp and just yell at him. I mean, I still have.
From 80
You
rows
talk about
up.
yeah. Oh yeah. You talk about like living in the past. Like I still have to this day in the basement a newspaper clipping from January 1st, 1995. So this was before the Orange Bowl. And I have quotes from Sapp in this article. Like, remember all those games they've lost in the past? We'll chalk one up. Like I have the entire article. This is in the Des Moines Register that I have saved. Oh, it's just that was me. I was moving something. With my
Oh,
foot.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I still have that. So like that to me would be better. Like I want to see Warren Sapp out there,
Mhm.
even though he's not the coach, but I want to give him a little boo. as well.
Give him a little bit.
Oh, give him a big boo, maybe. Give him a little loud boo.
Is he the defensive line coach?
Yeah, I don't know if he's the defensive line coach or but I know he's on the staff. So he's been yapping too. I mean,
Of course, that's all he does.
And their
that'd be great.
fans just
I know.
They're so obnoxious.
they're terrible.
Yeah.
I went to the CU game
last year.
at CU.
Last year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
No, thank you.
they were terrible. There was like grown men telling me to like die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Like it was like a
Yeah,
group of us
I
girls
know.
and they would say like ugly, fat. Like they're just screaming at you on the streets. They don't care.
I
Yeah.
would never
Ugh.
go there.
No.
No.
I didn't think it'd be that bad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well, we
no.
did go to Boulder
We
last
did
year,
when no one was there.
and I took a picture
during
in
the
front
summer.
of the buffalo, me holding on to the buffalo. Like, oh, it was great.
It was
I
probably
did it really quick.
Was
I
it
was like-
today? A year ago today?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We were out in Boulder.
Yeah, it was.
Throw the bones in front of the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
When
Stuff
nobody
like
was
that.
around.
Oh yeah, it was the quick like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be a crime. If the CU
Literally,
fan
it
around.
was a quick pick.
I took my Farrell shirt off and had the Husker shirt on, took the picture, and then put the Farrell shirt back on.
Yeah, we
So I
weren't-
didn't want to
good
get
call.
harassed.
We weren't taking any chances.
No.
Oh gosh, just
I mean,
fun times.
Like Iowa, what's Colorado ever done?
It's true.
Nothing.
Besides,
they won a title
One.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
on a
more
fifth,
than
on a fifth down,
Yes.
right?
It's more
The
than
refs
Iowa
gave
can
them that
say.
extra down.
Yeah.
I know. I had to have a hard time of getting on Iowa's case just because they beat us 9 to 10 years, and
Yeah.
it's hard to. It's just hard. I have a
Yeah.
hard time. I know they haven't won any titles, but
Yeah.
I just have a hard time.
That it's kind
Dealing
of the
with that.
batteries have ran out on that one for
We
right
do have
now.
a text from he used to be Notorious B.I.B. Now he's no longer Notorious B.I.B.
Okay.
Said, I hope to see Warren Sapp sucking on an oxygen mask again.
Yes.
When they're here. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's gonna be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Oh,
so yeah,
boy.
you can just see like all the
Oh, it's
animosity.
there. Oh,
of
yeah.
the fans. But all
Full of
right,
stuff.
well, that's gonna wrap it up. We appreciate
Okay.
everybody listening today.
Happy Father's
Day,
Day.
Matt. Thank you for
Mhm.
coming in. We'll see you guys next Sunday on the Fitness Fanatics.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Rico here with HIS Auto